What's up, Blue Sox Nation? Welcome to a brand new series called "Allow Me to Introduce Myself," where we get to know the fresh faces that will take Murnane Field this summer in the blue and white. And we're kicking off this series with a senior from Farragut High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's committed to play for the University of Kentucky this fall. It is outfielder Tanner Kim. What's going on, man?
How's it going, man?
Good, can't complain. So listen, I want to get this thing started off. Take me through the process. All right. So you are a guy from Knoxville, Tennessee. You're committed to play baseball, continue your baseball career in Lexington, Kentucky. How do you end up in Utica, New York, playing summer baseball?
Well, I was just talking to a couple coaches, and I've had some friends that have gone to different places around New York, like Albany and all that stuff. And I was just kind of talking with Coach Coggin up at Kentucky and asking what the plan was for the summer, if he wanted me to come in or we had a summer league. And he was like, "You're going to go to Utica and play all summer." And I was like, "Sounds good." Then looked into it a little bit more, and I'm excited.
Awesome. So have you ever even been to the state of New York, or what's the furthest northeast that you've been?
I have been to New York City, but
Okay.
I have not been to Syracuse or Utica or either of those.
I know you said you kind of are familiar with the PGCBL a little bit and you've heard of the Albany teams, but have you heard of Utica before you started, hearing rumors about playing for the Blue Sox?
I have not. I had not.
Well, we're super excited to have you, man. It's a pretty small city, but it's one city, one community that definitely rallies around their sports teams. So for the fans to come back, and it's going to be your first year with the Blue Sox, it's going to be their first year back since the pandemic started. It's a good mixture for sure. So what do you think this move does for you? Because it's a big move. And how do you think it prepares you for your college career in Kentucky?
I mean, I think a big thing, I mean, obviously I'll be up there, one thing is no parents, kind of moving, adjusting into that. But a bigger thing is the baseball side of just the competition. Obviously, it's going to be you're going to have a lot of good teammates up there and you're going to be playing a lot of good people. So it's going to be fun. It'll definitely make the transition going straight up there a lot easier.
And so I kind of wanted to talk about that transition a little bit. I know that you probably have some details to iron out before you get there because correct me if I'm wrong, but you're going to be there around June 8th because you have high school graduation, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what do you think about, when you plan on arriving in New York June 8th? Have you envisioned what it's going to be like to be that far away from home?
I mean, honestly, I think everything will feel like far away from home until you're on the field, actually, because I mean, I've been traveling with baseball for forever now, and once you're on the diamond, it's kind of all this it's the same feeling you get, but definitely the moving into the drive up there and the moving into the housing and all that stuff, that'll definitely be a transition. But once I'm on the field, hopefully I'll just be just as comfortable as anywhere else.
Now, is this the furthest that you've traveled to play baseball?
I used to live in California, and I went from California to Florida, that was probably the farthest, but this is definitely going to be second farthest.
So you've been all around the country, but I do want to touch back on your hometown, right? Farragut High School, the Admirals varsity baseball team. You guys 25-2 on the season. We talked a little bit before the episode started recording. You guys are nice, right? There's no way to sugarcoat it. You guys are nice. 11-1 in your league this year. You're a legitimate threat to win the state title. So walk me through your mindset right now. You have so many things that are about to hit your plate over the next 6 months here between this and high school graduation, and then moving to New York to play for the Blue Sox, and then moving to Kentucky to start college, which I've been through college. So many other people that I know, it's a completely different world from high school. So how are you staying focused as you're about to finish off the regular season with Farragut and you guys hope to make a deep run into the postseason?
I mean, honestly, like I just said, it's kind of like when you're off the field, in school, kind of at home, it definitely crosses your mind a lot. You think about it. But once we're on the field with Farragut, I mean, all we want to do is win. So every time that it's a game day, school, you might even think about it a little bit, but at least a good couple hours before the game, it's got to stay in the present. Especially if it's a big rivalry game, you'll be thinking about that days in ahead. So, I mean, there's definitely times where I think, about the summer and going to Kentucky. But, I mean, we're focused on the season and got to take it one step at a time. So yeah, I'm definitely just trying to win as many games as we can with Farragut. And then once, however, hopefully as long as this takes us into the state tournament, then I'll head up to New York.
How you and you talked about, kind of the end of the season and envisioning these games. One of the final games that you have of this season is senior night. And considering that your junior year, or the majority of it, because I know you guys played 3 games and then the season was cut off by COVID, how special is that going to be for you to put on those threads, those home Farragut threads for that last time of the regular season for that senior night, knowing that junior season was basically stripped away from you?
I mean, it definitely means a lot because obviously every single guy in that locker room wishes they had that junior season back. But I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now, and we definitely saw how the seniors last year didn't get that normal senior night as they normally would. So it definitely is going to mean a lot this year.
And I do have to ask, because I think it is, and I don't even, I used to play sports in high school, but I can't even imagine what it would be like to go through playing and practicing throughout a pandemic and then fully stopping, right, and not being able to do anything at all. So how does it feel to play a full season, especially because it's your senior year, but just getting that full season, and you guys are 27 games in compared to the 3 that you had last year?
Honestly, it's obviously like it always has been. It's a lot of fun. It definitely felt like a long off season, but we knew that we were going to put the hours in anyway before. And once the season hit, we were all just raring to go to play because it had felt like years since we had all just gone on the field together. So once we were finally out there, it's been a lot of fun. And honestly, like, we've played a lot of games in a short amount of time. And a lot of us are like, sometimes you get tired. Sometimes you get like, wow, this is a lot. But then we just kind of remind ourselves that, we didn't have this last year and this is our last year. So we just got to take it all in as it comes.
And for, the people here in New York, right, the COVID restrictions are different than they are in Tennessee, right? So were you ever worried or nervous at all, or was your coach or your team, were you ever worried at all that you were going to have trouble getting this season in, canceling any games or anything?
Well, there definitely was a time getting a little close to the season where, some people would kind of get quarantined here and there. And like the schooling was like, you would see people come and go. And there was definitely, as the season inched closer, that we were definitely a little bit worried that, there wasn't a great chance, but there was still a chance. But once we finally, got it rolling, we just stopped thinking about it because we were just excited to play.
Definitely. And this is kind of a 2-part question that is still relating to the pandemic. How did you grow as a baseball player and a person during that off year from baseball and basically everything else? And what did you find out about yourself that's helped you now in your baseball game and just in your life?
Well, I've definitely obviously spent more time in the gym and in the cages and stuff like that. I mean, I've definitely transformed as a baseball player a little bit because, if you get bored, you sometimes want to try new either diets or you want to try a new workout or something like that. And I've definitely, changed my body into the player I want to be. And besides baseball, it's definitely gotten me to obviously spend more time with family as I'm coming up there in New York. So it just helps me spend more time with them, spend more time with friends, and just, I don't know, just become more closer with just everyone around me before, everything got so crazy with the season and the summer and all that. So it was obviously really like depressing, honestly, when the season got canceled last year. But now that we're playing this year, we're really excited. Looking back, it was definitely a good thing.
One of your future teammates in Utica is Michael Dallas, who is also committed to play Kentucky this fall, but is currently a senior at Briarcrest Christian in Arlington, Tennessee. Have you had a chance, and I'm sure you have, to talk to Michael since joining the Blue Sox, or even before then, in like a Kentucky commits group chat? And are you looking forward to playing with someone that you're going to be sharing the outfield with, maybe even for the next couple of years?
I mean, yeah, we've definitely been Snapchatting and texting and stuff like that. We've definitely said a couple words, and we were talking about this summer a little bit. We're just excited, and I'm sure we'll get really close this summer, and then for the next 4 years we'll be hanging out together. So yeah, I've definitely said a couple things to him, and we've talked a little bit. But yeah, we're both just excited to go ahead and get rolling.
Now, there are returners on this Blue Sox team, and now transitioning kind of back into the Utica Blue Sox. There are a fair amount of returning players on this team, but it was kind of hard to see a plethora of them because 2020 was canceled. So we didn't really see as many players return as we could have. So it was that 2-year gap. What are you looking to learn from these returning players that have played in Utica for the Blue Sox in a competitive league like the PGCBL?
I mean, honestly, just take as many tips and tricks as I can, because obviously as a newcomer, you want to take in as much as you can. And I know everyone's going to do their part and play their game. And I'm sure the returning players especially, will hand down a couple things to us newcomers. But I mean, I'm just excited to be out there playing with everyone and meet a bunch of new people. And I'm sure they'll have a lot of good advice for either how to, handle emotions with the crowds or anything like that. So I'm excited to talk to them.
And then this one is kind of for the crowds, for the fans of Blue Sox Nation. How would you describe your play style on the field so that people can maybe get to know you a little even before you step foot on the field?
I mean, I'm definitely a loose player. It sounds kind of bad, but I can't play serious. Like, I mean, if you're too strict and harsh on yourself, you're not going to do good. You don't want to be tight. So I'm definitely a looser player.
For sure. And with fans starting to, slowly filter back here in New York, and a little side question here. Are there fans at your games in Tennessee, like at your high school games? Are there full capacity fans?
Yes, there are full capacity, and there's definitely a good amount of people that show up, and that's definitely a key factor that we like.
So with fans starting to filter back into New York, and it's new, right? It's kind of, I don't want to say foreign, but it's different for fans in New York to filter back because only the professional teams have really seen fans back in the stands. So for the Blue Sox to have their faithful come back into the Murnane Field stands, it's going to be really exciting. And I'm sure they can't wait to get going. We can't wait to have them, but they're going to be excited. They're going to be loud. They're going to be cheering. What can fans expect from Tanner Kim this summer? I know you said you're a loose player, but overall, what can fans expect from you?
I mean, they can obviously expect me to give my all, like, every game, because I want to win. I want to win as many games as you want. I mean, if you're going out there and you don't really want to win, you shouldn't be out there. So obviously I'm very competitive and want to win every game as much as I can. I want to play my best every game, and obviously disappointed in myself when I don't. And yeah, I do play very loose, but I also want to go out there and win as much as possible.
And then one last question that I have for you, Tanner. It's a little bit more of a personal question. You're a very decorated high school baseball player. You have a ton of accolades. Two of the ones that really popped out at me, right? The perfect game preseason All-American, and the fact that you were, nationally ranked among all high school baseball players. So with that being said, what's your ultimate goal here, right? And not only that, but how do you think Utica, Kentucky, right? How do you think all of that prepares you for that ultimate goal?
I mean, obviously everyone that moves on to the next level wants to get as far as they can, no matter how far that is. They just want to keep pushing farther. So, I mean, MLB is obviously every baseball kid's dream, but yeah, I mean, Utica and Kentucky are going to prepare me a lot, but I also just want to, like, take it all in. I don't want to, like, try to rush anything. Like, I'm not going to try to rush Utica to get to Kentucky and Kentucky to get anywhere else. I just want to take everything in, just have as much fun and compete.
It's a perfect answer for me. All right, Tanner Kim, thank you so much for hopping on, man. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see you rocking the blue and white this season at Murnane Field. It's going to be fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you.